Hi, Neil again on a survey this time up in Northumberland, and I'm doing a damp and timber survey. Obviously there's been several references to damp in the pre-purchase survey that was carried out, the home buyer survey. But one of the things that was commented upon was the potential rainwater penetration on the chimney breast within the loft area. And there's a recommendation that the chimney stack is inspected, repointed where necessary. The lead flashings are inspected and replaced as necessary to ensure that further ongoing water ingress isn't possible. But in my opinion, I don't think doing the external work is going to have any significant benefit. Obviously, we're in the roof void. You can see the chimney stack there, and what we've got, you can see the damp stain, the water run marks coming down. The several water marks and coming down that centre line there. There's some up there. And so you can see them, it's quite clear that rainwater has been migrating down into this area. But I think what a lot of people fail to understand is that every time it rains, that external chimney stack, which is a big solid mass of masonry and mortar, is going to become saturated. If it's prolonged rainfall, obviously that water gravity is doing its job and taking it towards ground. So it's going to start migrating down through the chimney breast. So no matter what kind of lead flashings you've got, how often you point it, or whatever you do in the external, it's highly unlikely that you're going to totally stop any water coming down. In my opinion, it's perfectly natural. I would expect to see water run marks on the chimney breast within the roof void. But as you can see, as it comes down, it obviously recedes the water run marks. There's one, I'll see if I can get it there, and it kind of tapers out as it gets towards ceiling level. There's a couple others there you can see. We've got a headspace in here around about 7'6". So this rainwater is always going to find its way past the chimney stack, the external chimney stack, the flashings, the haunchings, or whatever's on there, and it's going to migrate down through this brickwork. But generally what you find is it will evaporate off before it gets into the habitable space below, and therefore it's not really of any great concern. So I see this a lot where it's recommended, various remedial work is recommended on the chimney stack externally to prevent further ongoing rainwater penetration. But I think it's perfectly normal. I think it was designed that way. We understand it's going to happen. The rainwater gets in here. There's actually quite a significant draft in here, which is fine. Obviously, we've got the slates directly on the slater's battens, but we can see we've got the remnants of the lime torching in between. But there is a very strong movement of air in here, so it's going to evaporate off quite quickly as it's running down this wall, well before it actually gets to ceiling level. I've done the first floor level, checked it out, the chimney breast, and there's no evidence of damp staining or there's no evidence of elevated moisture levels. So in my opinion, again, this is my opinion, and any comments are welcome. I think this is a perfectly natural phenomenon. But for some reason, we always feel as though as soon as we see these water run marks, we've got to do something about it and start carrying out external remedial work, which realistically isn't going to achieve an awful lot. We may chase our flashings into the mortar joints 25mm, but we've got a great big solid mass of brickwork behind that. So the rainwater is just going to continue to migrate down. And we've also got the same on the other side. You can see it there. You can see where the water run mark is through the centre again, the centre line. But perfectly natural, nothing at all down below. There's no evidence of damp staining, there's no evidence of water ingress. So as far as I'm concerned, there's really nothing that the client needs to be overly concerned about. Obviously general maintenance externally is always advisable, keep an eye on everything. But other than that, this is a perfectly normal situation. It hasn't gotten anywhere near the habitable accommodation. So leave it as it is. Okay, I hope this helps out from some of the less experienced surveyors. It's something that I see an awful lot of in reports, but it's not something I'd ever really get that concerned about. Okay, all the best now. Bye.